is some history behind this young girl's life. By the time I took this picture, I already started losing my innocence. The next photo is my son, a young kid who's wearing Cartier wood frame puffs in 1997. Some of you supposedly young bosses wasn't even born. If you know, you know. The Detroit prosecutor's office indicted my son, gave him an 11-year sentence in prison, but doing a total of 12.5. Prosecutors labeled him the next boss in charge. So they gave him enough time to think about his life choices and for me to live in enough heartbreak and shame. Not only did he and I go to prison on the BMF indictment, 3 nephews and a cousin also took the fall. I look at this picture and he looks like a 13-year-old kid. I let my family fall while the other girlfriends, wives, baby mamas stayed home with their kids. Shame on me. All I can ask for is forgiveness. Reflecting on other pictures, me and my girls, way before the creation of BMF, was already them girls. Chanel's jewelry, furs, and cars, it was my life. It might look glamorous, but was it worth it all? I've carried a lot of pain through this thing called life. Most people on the indictment all could do their time knowing their kids at home being taken good care of. There's no loyalty. Nobody gave a card how they eat or where they slept. God, I learned a valuable lesson. You help them get rich and they'll screw you in the end. You're asking if I could do it all over? What would I have done? Just know I wouldn't do it the same. This is my story. I'll let you decide the truth. Time don't lie. All right. Let's go. What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Tika Deshawn of All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. I want to thank you all so much for tapping in and tuning in this evening. We're going to have a little bit of a conversation. And of course, the film is The First Lady of BMF. We are so accustomed to seeing BMF, the fellas side of the story. Well, now we're gonna see a little bit more about Tonesa Welch, her side of the story, okay? But before I get started, you know I can't do this by myself. I got to bring somebody along. And with that being said, you guys, I would like to introduce to some and present to others the one and only Candy Love. What's good, Candy Love?
Hello, hello. Hi, Tika. How you
What's good,
doing?
girl? How you doing? How you been?
All right, all right. Waiting on the story to come out. As soon as I saw it drop, I clicked play.
Correct. I totally understand. I mean, we've all seen the conversation. We've seen BMF. The version, I keep saying it's the version, it's their side and it's her side. You know what I mean?
hmm
So, first impression of BMF, first lady of BMF. What was your first impression? And we could
She
be
wasn't.
strictly
She wasn't
honest.
nothing to play with. She wasn't nothing to play with. First and foremost, I was. You know, she wasn't. She wasn't anything to play with. Overall, either no matter whether it's BMF story, her story, or any other thing we saw, she was she's very smart. She's very business savvy. So
Right.
I really like that about her.
Right. For sure. And one of the things that kind of threw me for a loop. Oh, I kind of got a little emotional or a little mad about it because I'm like, girl, you leaving your kids to do this reckless stuff. But before we get into the full story, let me give you guys a little bit of background on the cast. So we have Michelle Mitchenor, who you probably see her in First Wives Club. She's been in quite a few other projects, but that was one of her latest First Wives Clubs, and it's streaming right now on BET Plus. She plays Tonesa. Then we have Leon. Like, who does not know Leon? Cool Runnings Leon, the Five Heartbeats Leon, like the
Leon.
Temptations Leon, like all things Leon. So
Yes.
Leon, he plays Tonesa's father in this film, and of course Kelly Shaneen Williams, who we also know her as Kelly. Is it Kelly on Family Matters? Not Kelly. What was her name on Family Matters?
Laura.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
don't know
Laura.
why
Yeah.
I call her baby Kelly, but Laura. Now this is crazy to me because they have her playing a younger older mom, I guess you could say. Look like she kind of had her daughter at a younger age also. And so that's that. But anyway, overall, I think they all killed it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But let's get into the storyline. We'll get into some more of the characters. We'll talk a little bit more about the other specific characters. Oh, and also the other one, Tobias Truvillion, who is literally the villain in this particular film. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's dive into it. But he fine though, but he was just crazy.
Southwest T was fine. I said, ooh.
Oh,
I could not find him.
You don't know? That's you have you ever seen Double Cross?
I don't know.
His actual name is Faith Malante, and he's in I'll send you the link a little bit later, or the film that the TV show he's been in with Double Cross. It has Jeff Logan. Yeah, he shocked me though. They gave a different take on Southwest T. So yeah. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at all.
He still kind of looked like the Da Vinci a little bit. But he, he's handsome nonetheless.
Right. Okay. So before we go completely crazy on this, shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to who we got. What up, hey, EJ the TV Junkie? I know you busy. Y'all make sure y'all get that EJ the TV Junkie gear. Strictly opinionated. Follow her on TikTok. She's got some good for y'all. Make sure you all are following her. Sierra K, what's good, Sierra? Thank you so much for tapping in and tuning in. Oh, you like my intro, girl? I tried. I be working hard. I don't be knowing what I'm doing, but I try my best. So thank you. I appreciate that. Who else we got here? Okay. All right. Let's dive on in. Okay. And for those of you that see my little pink in the background, yes, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. If you're looking for a way to help support breast cancer awareness, please go to Komen, KOMEN.org. That's Komen.org. And you have a way to donate, or even if you just share their website and let everybody know about to make everybody aware of breast cancer. It's very important. And for ladies, it does not, everyone, it does not just happen to women. Men can also have breast cancer as well. Yes. So make sure, just wanted to give you guys that little insight and hope you guys will help somebody, because you never know what somebody else is going through.
True indeed.
All right. Let's go. So, First Lady. Now, this movie starts off with Tonesa. Of course, Tonesa has a young child. Now, luckily, she got a mama like she had, because she was able to just leave her baby home with her mom and go kick it at the club. But then at the club, and of course, her and her friends, they already got intentions. Girl, I'm about to bag me a baller or the best dope dude in the Detroit, in the D, you know what I mean? Like, that's where their mindset already was. Now, I don't know, was that your mindset back then? Because my mindset was just like, girl, I gotta get the heck out of my little small neighborhood.
I was scared of them kind.
Right.
I was scared of drugs.
You heard many stories. You really did. You heard so many stories about the dope boys, and
they're killing the girlfriends, killing the mamas, killing the kids.
Right.
And that's okay.
Right. Yeah, and I can't do time for nobody, so sorry.
Yeah, 9 to 5 me, please. And I'm talking about the clock.
For sure. So with that, y'all, she ends up meeting this guy right here. Again, I of course I didn't write down his name because he was so ruthless. His behavior, his mannerisms was so ruthless, but he literally got her. Like, it didn't take much. All he had to do was buy her a few things, make her feel like she was in charge a little bit in the beginning of the situation.
Yeah. Now, she called him H the entire time, just about.
Right, H. Yeah. H, because it was
Henley or Huntley or something. But she called him H the entire time.
Right. Right. Yeah. I always, me, I will mess up a name. So I'm gonna just leave it at that. Y'all go. It's now streaming on BET Plus in case you want to watch it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So then she meets this guy H at the club, and he basically kind of teaches or gets her to kind of basically disregard anything that her parents are telling her, because even though she has a child, she's still living under the roof of her parents. And so he's like showing her, the DRUG game.
Mm-hmm.
He's like showing her the whole game, showing her how to move, how to do this and that. But initially, what were your thoughts when you saw that he didn't really want her in that game? He gave her a different type of hustle to do as opposed to the game that he was a part of, which was selling. Because
It was.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go. You good?
It was strange that because he had her like delivering, right? If I'm not mistaken,
right?
That's a little bit more risky than anything, because that's hand to hand. That's you delivering packages and taking money. To me, that's more risky than doing anything else. I think you get more time for that, but I just thought it was odd that he would have her doing that or anything at all. Because some men don't want their women in that because somebody got to be free.
True. But then he also put her on, was it like a some kind of fraud type game? It was a like check fraud or something, some type of fraud game where she did deliveries, but then she was able to do something else that didn't really involve in her.
Yeah, he just said scamming.
Scamming, yes, scamming. Thank you. Yeah, she was in the whole scamming game. So she was getting the money, but it just wasn't enough. It seemed like nothing was just enough for her. So she wanted to be that top dog. She wanted to be she basically wanted his job.
Okay. She wasn't afraid.
Right. Definitely. She definitely was
not afraid.
Right. Yep. See, but then this happened. He laced her he was catering to her, buying her all this luxurious stuff. They was making all this money, but then he laid his hands on her.
Yep. After they started making money, everybody's attire changed, the clothing changed, the living arrangements changed, the vehicles changed, and her hair changed, of course, and then he changed, or the real H popped out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I think that was in him.
Abusive.
For sure. I think that was definitely always in him. It just amplified, just like you said. And yeah, it was to a point where I'm like the average person. I'm gonna be realistic. I done been in that type of relationship, that domestic violent relationship, and you only gonna be allowed 2 times to put your hands on me. Like 2 times, 1 time was more than enough. But the second time, because you're coming back and I'm sorry. But then after the third, you trying to do it a third time. No, it's either I'm gonna go to jail or somebody gonna be unalived. So
right. Somebody got to go.
Walk away. Yeah, exactly. Let me just walk away. But she stayed in for it. She was in it for the long haul. But then let me do a little bit of a comparison, because everybody was looking for her to be that Markeisha from the series or the star show BMF. So let me give you guys a little clip of just a little bit of her as how they portrayed her in the actual show BMF.
Right.
What was the father of one of my kids? We're a family and shit happens in families.
Yeah, but still.
You know what? Fuck this shit. Can you just take me home so I can change my clothes? I need to get to the hospital and check on them.
So even though there are some similarities, because they're definitely still and in BMF, ex or her husband was named Boomer.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, boom.
So they're showing still. So basically, some of what so far what she's saying about the abusive side of H was clearly the truth. So it happened in BMF, and it's happened also here on the first lady, the Tonesa Welch story. So yeah, she as you said. Oh, go ahead, Candy.
She also said that in her Trap Queen, she said that he was abusive as well.
For sure. So since you mentioned Trap Queens, let me just give everybody a quick clip because I have clips. A quick clip because a lot of people, again, everybody want to compare it and see what makes sense and what was the truth, what wasn't the truth. So we're just gonna bring out a little bit more clip. This is from Trap Queens on BET Plus. It's available now for everybody to check out. So I'm sure after this movie is out, everybody is definitely going back and checking out Trap Queens to compare. So here's a little clip of that.
Everybody knew our name.
They were really living that 1% lifestyle.
Tonesa was the Black Mafia queen.
Okay, so now I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to where she actually she gets involved with Southwest T.
Yeah.
So because that's the biggest relationship that we saw of her on BMF. We saw Markeisha with Terry on BMF. So now in this particular film, it shows where she meets Terry. Of course, it's Terry and Meech who let me try to find a little image. It's Terry and Meech who actually meet her and H. But after H gets locked up for, he was continually getting locked up. How are you such a gangster and you keep getting locked up? Like you should
she could see stuff that wasn't right.
Right. So basically, Tonesa ends up meeting Terry and Meech. And for a long time, she's just there to mentor Terry. She's just there to, show him the game. But then all of a sudden, they established this newfound intimate relationship between the two of them. So tell me your thoughts on, first of all, she kept saying you're old, you're so much younger, younger. But what were your thoughts when, the two of them finally got that little intimacy connection going on?
So I don't know if the age in BMF is correct because he was still a teenager when they met, but I don't know if he was in real life because I don't remember it being said.
Right.
As far as Trap Queens or in this one.
Well, she did say that he was like in this one. They did say he was like 19 or 20 or something like that.
Okay. Well, how old was she? Well, regardless, if depending on the age, I think it was inappropriate. But I mean, a lot of times it's a little bit more acceptable when it's a younger guy, and an older lady. Which I don't think it should matter anyway. But it was very strange. I guess she was lonely because he was in jail and Terry was eager to make money and wanted to make money. So it was, beneficial.
Right. And I saw that he was there. He was present. Like you said, she was lonely because H was locked up, kept going in and out. But I forgot to also mention when H got locked up the first time around, she decided that she was going to go and date somebody else and have a baby with that somebody else. Well, H came home out of prison and
strong he did 10 months.
Yeah, but he strong armed the dude and told him, this is my baby, this is my child, and you have to go. So he kicked a whole nother man out of the house. So that was what
out of his house.
Out of his house, exactly. Out of his house.
Yep, I think her name was Bobby.
Bobby, it was because she had a baby by Bobby. So now, mind you guys, she's on her second child.
Yeah,
with Bobby. She's on named by I think she named I don't
by
know
Bobby.
Yeah, but she named by Bobby. She had another child, so that would be her second child. First child was Jason. Second child was Bobby. Or by Bobby. I'm sorry.
By Bobby. I don't know the child's name though.
Right. And then
but that was strange. That was wild. How you not know your man getting out when you got a whole other man in your house? Like, you're not keeping up with him to make sure the timelines is timelining. Like, Bobby, you got to go because, you know, H is coming home in 3 weeks. Like, you got to go ahead and get up out of here. How he knock on the door? Did he knock on the door or did she open the door? She opened the door for him.
No, he knocked on the door and she opened it.
Yeah, that was so strange. I'm like, okay, now, and then the baby in the background crying. I'm like, hold up. Okay, that was wild.
Right. Yeah, it was.
EJ in the chat. She need to get up on camera because she got all the answers. She acting like this is DeMarcus.
Right. She was just what up, VKJ? We see you. Yeah, it was just like, girl, if you gonna do that, start a whole new relationship, move. Get away from the dude. But she I don't know what the strong they end up the second time around, he ended up going to jail. They end up getting married. Now her daddy, after the last beating, her daddy was like, look, you're gonna have to get rid of this dude. So he goes to the bar and pulls up on him. Shout out to Leon. Let me see. Shout out to Leon. I'm sure I got the picture here somewhere, y'all. But Leon pulls up on him at the club. It's like, look, my daughter is about to be out of your life. Sign these papers, or I'm gonna unalive you myself. I'm gonna take you out myself.
Because she went to the prison to get him to do it, but he wouldn't do it.
Right, correct.
He wanted to fight for custody of the other kid, and you know, he was just salty, whatnot. Right. And then he was going with her friend, the one that Jess hilarious. When they got, now I don't know if you saw it, but when they were getting married and during the ceremony, Jess was to the side and she was looking, and when they both said "I do," she was like,
right.
I said, no, okay, you one of those, okay, gotcha.
Right. Your friends, how
your
many
friend.
Of them have them? Okay, she was not a real friend. So then
not at all.
With her to Jess Hilarious, who is portrayed as the bestie. You would think the nature, she's over here with this little shiny dress on. You would think that she was a real rider. Now, a lot of you guys have seen Jess Hilarious. She's definitely a famous content creator. She's been on quite a few films. You also have let me go back. Let me go back to her name. Daphnique. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Daphnique, but she's another content creator. She does like a lot of her own YouTube skits. She's done skits with Country Wayne. This is Daphnique over here with the short
Daphnique Springs. Okay.
Yeah, that's Daphnique. So she has her own YouTube situation, her own Facebook skits and all that stuff going on. She was a loyal friend when we just gonna jump all the way around everything. But Daphnique, her character was the loyal friend that picked up Tonesa when it all hit the fans. And when I mean by it all hit the fans, so Terry decided, okay, we're gonna get this hustle thing going. We're gonna sell it over here, we're gonna sell it in LA, we're gonna sell it in Detroit, we're gonna sell it in Atlanta, we're gonna do it everywhere. But
they were all over the place.
But he ends up getting not just himself caught and locked up. Tonesa gets locked up. Her son gets locked up. This is Jason, who her oldest
nephew.
Son, and her nephew. So he kind of Southwest T, y'all favorite Southwest T, kind of messed it up by not listening to her. She was telling him, you need to slow it down. You know,
get off those phones.
You're doing too much. Got to slow it down. Now, I will say, before she actually got locked up, she was letting them, she was kind of the one that kind of encouraged them. No, you're right, EJ. Terry never listened. You're absolutely right. But she was definitely the one that was telling, she kind of encouraged them that they needed to start a whole new business, and that's where they started with the
clean money. Yeah.
right, with the record label. And then she was there. So I guess they gave us this particular scene to prove that she was there when they created the name Black Mafia Family.
Right.
So she's definitely been an intricate part of BMF. And I understand why she felt it was important to give her side of the story. But
Right. Because they left her out, the major part of her out, in the series.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So and again, you see the FBI coming through, like they ain't coming to play.
Yeah, but she tried to
Okay.
get him to get off those phones. She told him twice that I saw, in the movie to get off the phone, but he still want to be on the phone. And they talked about that in the series and as well as the documentary they had before.
Right.
I think it's called Spending Money or Blowing Money Fast.
Blowing
Yeah,
money
Blowing Money
fast.
Fast.
Blowing money
Yeah,
fast.
they talked about that then, that he was always on the phone. So, that was always an issue.
Right. And she like you said, she even told him, I hear clicking. Like, do you hear that clicking? Like, she was trying to warn him, but he just refused. It's nothing. And then next thing you know, busted. Everybody is locked up because Terry was a little too fast and didn't want to listen.
Yeah.
So I have given y'all a little bit of our perspective on this whole situation. With this is a little bit of ladies' perspective, but I felt the need to ask a gentleman to come through and give us his perspective on the whole First Lady of BMF, Tonesa Welch story. With that being said, a lot of y'all know him. No, matter of fact, all y'all know him. Like, let's just quit playing. At the end of the day, I would like to present to some and introduce to others the one and only. Hold on, y'all. I gotta fix my layout. But the one and only VKJ, y'all. Let me see. Let me make sure I got it right. Let's see.
VKJ in his house. What's up, VK?
What's good,
What's
Jay?
good? How we doing, ladies? How we doing?
All right.
Oh yeah, we here. What's good?
Okay. So tell me, what were your thoughts? Because there was a lot of comparison. There was definitely a lot of comparison of BMF to the original. I don't know how you want to call it, whether you want to call it the original or
what's good?
The updated one, the ladies' version, the ladies' first version. What were your thoughts?
Okay. So when I saw this, I was like, that's her perspective. that's her perspective. It was kind of like, and not to say that it wasn't true, because everybody got their own story, everybody got their own truth. So I don't take that away from her, but it just felt like a alternate universe. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been watching BMF all this time. I knew their story before the even show came out. I remember when, they was in Atlanta, when Mitch was in Atlanta, seeing the videos and seeing all of that. So to see this perspective, I was like, wow. And it was a lot. It was a lot from, if it's the truth, it's a lot that she went through, So yeah. I thought it was a good, I thought it was good to show that other side, other side. Yeah. I wasn't mad at it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, so were you like me? I was looking for bits and pieces of what happened in the show BMF to happen in this. Is that what were you anticipating certain things that happened in BMF to happen in First Lady BMF?
The way, and I was just talking about this to somebody else, the way that the name Black Mafia Family was created kind of threw me off, because watching BMF again, it was Meech that came up with the name, and then watch this, it was Terry that came up with the name, and she was right there like, yeah, that's a dope name. You know what I'm saying? So to see that, like I said, it was like an alternate universe. It was like, I couldn't even see this happening. You know what I'm saying? So it was definitely different. That part threw me off like crazy.
It was very different. It was like they didn't even match at all.
Right.
Those
Right.
two in those two, but not her. She was like not even in BMF. I think they did it at the record store. I think.
Right. And
Yeah.
Yep.
So
and
yeah, it's
stars.
like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but hey,
Yeah. Everybody got their
she was
story.
there.
I guess. I mean, we can't say she wasn't, right? We can't
Right.
say, yo, this is a lie. I can't say that because I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
We just heard theirs too many times, and
right.
even with the documentaries,
Yeah.
just the blowing money fast and
Mm-hmm.
the series. It's just
Right.
like, we've heard that so much and we've seen it so much. Now we hear her story. Or
Yeah.
see the movie, because I've seen Trap Queens a couple times, but just to see the
Right.
movie is like totally different. But it's her perspective,
Her
and I have to
perspective.
respect it.
Right.
That's it. That's all we can do. You know.
Hey. So what I took away from this, and I'm gonna ask you guys next, what did you take away totally from the film? But what I took away from it was we as young women, we seem to reach for the wrong stuff. Like she was, instead of, even though she had her child at a young age, instead of reaching for being the best mom that she could be, it was like she was reaching more for being the best dope queen. You know what I mean? Like the best scammer.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm judging her a little bit, but not too much, because we make choices we have to live with. And it was unfortunate that one of her choices ended up her own child, because he saw her in the game and wanted what she had, ended him up being in prison. So I hate that happened for her and for her child as well, because when you're making crazy decisions, you're not just affecting yourself, you're also affecting others around you, your family. You had two other sons that had to be left with your mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I hate that kind of, she wasn't able to raise her children, and she's even said the same thing. She wasn't able to be home with her children. So after the fact, after you've made all of these bad decisions, now you're saying shoulda, coulda, woulda. So Jay, what was your takeaway from the movie itself?
So, this, looking at the movie as a whole, and going back to what you were saying, this is the typical story of just chasing after the money and not taking care of your family. You know what I'm saying? It's not just from a female perspective. We got a whole lot of dudes doing the same thing. They want to be around for their sons or their daughters, right? So they out in the street doing their hustle thing. And because they wasn't able to raise the child and say, hey, listen, what I do, don't do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go to school, go be a doctor, go do this. Nah, they seeing the fast money. They seeing the car. They seeing, hey, pops is getting this, or mom is getting all of this. And that was her firstborn, right? That went to jail.
Yep,
that was her firstborn. So all that he knew was what he saw from the outside, that she was just getting money and getting all the extravagant stuff. And she was probably spoiling him like crazy. So in his mind, he like, I want to grow up to be like my mom. And that's exactly what happened. But he ended up locked up, unfortunately.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good story I think that every young person needs to see. Like, don't go down that road. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Even though your mom's or your uncle, or you see the cats on the block doing their thing, don't go down that road, because this is where you're gonna end up.
Right.
But she changed her life around, so that's a good thing too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Candy, your takeaway.
As a mother, I couldn't see myself doing that. However, I didn't grow up in Detroit, so I guess a lot of times it depends on when you grew up and the time you grew up and what you were around. It seems like her parents were enablers, even though her father would fuss. Her mom really didn't say anything. I guess because mom knew the baby was safe, and a lot of times that's what grandparents do. As long as these children are safe, do whatever you got to do. I'm just keep the kids. So it's like she had it easy in a sense as far as what she could do as far as being in that game, because she was always gone and flying out and coming back with gifts, and then it's just, that was what she wanted. That's what she chose to do. I guess by that time she was in too deep, but then again, like, your parents still not holding you accountable. They just say little slick stuff. So it's really not making her feel bad enough for her to stop until she got locked up. She was a strong woman, I tell you that. She was a better woman than I could ever be. I couldn't do the stuff she was doing. She wasn't scared. That's another thing. She just wasn't afraid of anything, seemed like, other than going to jail. And then when she came out, she turned her life around for the better. And, a lot of people don't do that. They go back. Luckily, she didn't go back and has, made avenues for other young women that were in her position, not necessarily in the drug game, but just women that were in prison or whatever. So seems like she's doing a good thing now. She's, turning it around. Did one of her kids pass?
And that was what I was gonna say that as well. Her oldest son. That's okay. No worries. The oldest one, the same one that got locked up, Jason was the one that ended up passing away. Not too long ago.
Yeah, a couple months ago. Yeah.
Right. So, but also you guys both spoke of how she, changed her life around. She was trying to do different. And we do have it where it was the Clean Slate Project, basically, where, if you had a record, you could go in and talk to this committee and, try to get your record clear. So again, she did. She messed up and she acknowledges it, but she also is trying to do her part, to as they call it, retribution, to kind of break a community that she helped break. You know what I mean?
So a lot of times it takes those people you have to go through something to help other people, regardless if they did the same thing you did. You can at least help them with whatever small thing they may have done. You may be able to help them that way. So a lot of times, you could be the sacrificial lamb just to come out and help other people, on the other end.
All right.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So really, y'all, I just wanted to kind of just touch base on this film. Again, just like y'all, I had my preconceived notion of what it would actually be like, even though I had watched her story on Trap Queens, as well as she was on another reality show. And I sent the Queens of course, I would be the one to forget it. But she had a reality show. She did have a reality show where she somewhat talked about this whole thing. And she also wrote a book. But she talked to Terry while he was in prison at the time, and just said, how do you feel about me writing my story? How do you feel about me writing this book? And he told her, do what you got to do. So I like that he kind of gave the stamp of approval for her to, tell her story. He wasn't like, don't just keep my name out of, you know what I mean? He's like, no, go forth, tell your story, because kind of a portion of my story is your story too.
Right.
So
I guess
didn't they date when he got out of prison? Weren't they back dating a little bit or something?
I think
he was in Trap Queens with her around the end.
I think I did see some of them together, but I ain't trying to be the one to speculate wrong. But
I think in the movie he tried to holler but then she walked away, and she was like, sometimes you got to walk away from all the bad stuff.
Right. So, but in Trap Queens, they were in interviews like together. Yeah.
Okay. Probably.
But I don't know what happened with that. But I guess she just didn't want to talk too much about it no more at the end. So
right. They probably did reconnect. I mean, they was together for years, so
Yeah.
They probably
sometimes let the past be the past. But with that, I just want to thank you guys both for coming through, hanging with me for a little bit. Y'all know it's been a while since I've been solo doing this whole YouTube situation. So I just want to thank y'all so much for coming through. I would ask Candy Love what her YouTube channel is. Y'all will be shocked
we waiting
at the input that I got earlier. So
I've been on Candy Love. I'm like, what's up with the date? See, I had to come on here, look at you face to face. What's up? What's good? When we gonna drop this YouTube?
We're gonna talk behind the stage, backstage.
Y'all listen to it, Listen to y'all. So
I say that all the time, don't I?
It was backstage,
We'll talk backstage.
That's Hollywood talk.
Yeah.
Like it's like for me, it's like the check is in the mail. Like it's that same type of
like don't call us. Don't call us. We'll call you. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, again, we're gonna give you another break, but come on, Candy Love, let's go.
Jump off the porch. Let's go. We got your back.
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
If you need any help, let us know. We got you.
I'm gonna need a lot of help. I
We
already
got
told
you.
Tika. I
Yeah,
did.
we got you. But we'll talk offline. We'll talk
I
offline.
ain't gonna put
No,
you out in the YouTube streets. I ain't gonna put you out, but
yeah.
y'all stay tuned. Candy Love gonna have a YouTube channel coming. I know you
Yep.
do something more than just tell us you got a YouTube channel. Don't you do like customizations and stuff like that, Candy? Okay, never mind. With that being said, VKJTV, let us know what you got coming up. For those of y'all that didn't catch it, he just did some stuff on low key. I got to go back and finish
Yes.
watching the rest, but that was
Yes.
interesting. So tell the people what else you got coming up.
Yes. So again, we just finished doing a live on Loki season 2. Definitely excited for all my Marvel heads out there. Definitely go check it out. Absolutely. We got the What's Next for episode 7, I believe, for Power Book for Force. This last episode was crazy, so you already know this coming Monday. Yeah, I got you. Listen, I gotta bring you on Monday. You know what I'm saying? This coming Monday, we're gonna be live and we gonna get into it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Maria. But yeah, so we got that coming up, and yeah, keep it locked. Keep it locked for KJTV. You already know.
All right, y'all. Well, y'all just stay tuned over here with your girl at All Things Ruthless. I promise y'all I'm trying to catch up in the midst of everything else, but I'm catching up. I do have some more oval recaps. I'm gonna try to do like 4 of them for y'all tomorrow so that y'all can catch up because October 17th, I keep saying this, Ruthless. I mean, the Oval. I'm so excited about Ruthless. I'm not doing that one. But
not
the
yet,
Oval,
not yet. Yeah.
Oval season 5 will return October 17th, and I just want to catch you guys up. Make sure you all are ready for the new season. Okay,
I'm ready. You know what I'm ready for?
I'm ready.
Listen,
I'm
Jay,
ready to see Tika Deshawn on the TV screen.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Y'all keep talking about it. They gonna cut me out.
No, don't say that. Don't say that.
But at least you can say, "Well, I was right there."
Right.
I was right there, but then at least you can say that.
It's all good.
But hopefully, you're gonna walk across the screen.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
You want to see that?
Yes.
We're gonna run it back over and over and over. Look at Tika. Look right there.
Look at Tika. There she go.
2 seconds, but she right there.
Right.
Anyway, one way or another, the experience was everything. And again, make sure y'all are tapped in at VKJTV, Candy Love, wherever you can find her, and at All Things Ruthless, home of the Ruthless Addicts. And you can also find me. Oh, shout out to my people on Twitch. Like, I really don't know how this thing totally works, but I promise y'all I'm working on it. So if you see me on Twitch, leave me a message and let me know. But All Things Ruthless on Twitch, okay? All right, y'all. We out of here. We are out of here. And I will see everybody later. Y'all, stay ruthless.
Peace.
Salute.
Hey, this is Tracy from Adonai Miracle Faith Ministries, and we are looking for donations from anyone that's able to help and lend a hand during this holiday season for our toy drive. Our toy drive is in full effect even right now. We have our 30 Days of Blessings campaign where you can give in increments of $30, $50, or $100. We are accepting Cash App and Zelle. For more information, call 786-644-2389. Or you can text, and we'll greatly appreciate all of your help.
Unique Cleaning, LLC of Miami-Dade and Broward County, Florida. We are a professional cleaning service that provides quality cleaning for residential and commercial properties. When you don't feel like it, you don't have the time nor the energy, let us come and do it for you. We will guarantee quality services where you will feel comfortable and pleased with our services. We have rates starting at $119 for a single bedroom, single bathroom home. Visit our website at www.uniquecleaning.com so that you can see what else that we offer, providing that service for you. I look forward to hearing from you.